Greetings from Seoul, Korea, and welcome to the GSL Codes. I'm Tasis. With me is my nerd, hetero life partner, Artosis. Together we are Tastosis, the Cassian Archon. Dude, we're in the round of 16 of Codes.
Yes, we are Tasteless, and also I hope that you guys liked that little set of music videos that was played for you.
Giving you a little bit of K-pop music before the GSL starts.
If you lived in South Korea, you would hear that all the time, anywhere you are.
All the time.
It never goes away.
It never goes away.
It's like that high-pitched squeal that's in your ear sometimes. You're like, what is that from?
Why are my ears ringing?
Yeah. Why am
I
I hearing K-pop walking down the street? But you are. Okay.
This is the GSL brought to you by Intel, G-Skill, and Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola, our newest sponsor, as John is moving that Coke can, just so it's a little bit more centered on the camera. Today we have some very, very important players. MC, Byun, Jinro, Hongen, I believe
Jalizerg and Clyde.
And finally Czech against Nada. So 2 TVPs and then 2 TVZs.
This is actually a great day of games.
Oh, I can't wait.
All these matchups are actually astoundingly good. But it's the round of 16 Codes. Of course they are. It's such an exciting day. This day is awesome, Tasteless. You guys need to be talking about it on the forums, posting on Reddit.
Get on Twitter and hashtag.
We're going to hashtag it.
We're going to hashtag it.
You know,
GSL.
the number sign, it's shift and 3.
Yep.
Do that and GSL.
GSL. We want this to be a trending
topic.
topic.
To Artosis, talk to Call Me Tasis, talk to GOM TV Net, talk to Junka83.
Yep.
Talk about Jinro. Talk about Nada. Talk about GSL.
Talk about Coca-Cola.
We want to get it trending again.
Tag the GSL. Please, if you don't have a Twitter account, make one. We want to make sure this is a trending topic.
We've gotten this stuff trending a few times before.
Yeah.
And this is another way to help GSL grow. So get on there, do it. Why aren't you doing it? Go do it. We're not going to start the games until you do.
Yeah. We'll
just sit here all day. We can do that.
Okay, they did it.
They did it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Let's start talking about the games.
Let's start talking about other stuff now. So, our first game is going to be a Terran against Protoss. I think this is going to be really interesting because MC, we nicknamed him the Kratos Protoss because he basically goes in there and rips his opponent apart. Very aggressive, timing attacks. Byun, very new, but dominating. Did very well in Code A, and it's pretty solid.
You know, he's new to Code S, but he's been in GSL many times. His ID was Bleach, if you all recall that. In fact, he knocked Artosis out of GSL once.
And Artosis is pretty good.
Artosis had him, man.
Poor Artosis. We're going to throw up the results. Yesterday, casted by myself and Kelly. The results were I'm Lysaria 2-0 in August, Liquid Huck 2-1 against Revival, Virus 2-0 against Ganji, and then Coca 0-2 against Leenock Boyu.
No, that's a good set of results right there. And here are our Code S brackets. Today we're going to see MC vs. Byun, Jinro vs. Hongen, July vs. Clyde, and Czech vs. Nada. And then on Saturday, we're going to see San vs. The Wind, Trickster against SC, and Snare vs. Lin, and Any Pro against Kyrix. Both very exciting days. And in fact, we only have one mirror matchup, Tasteless, in the round of 16.
How about that?
Is going to be a TVT and Snare vs. Lin. That one should actually be quite good.
Oh, I can't wait to see that. They're going to be a little bit tough for Lin, but then again, Lin's been getting so much better so quickly.
He has, man. Round of 16.
I'm proud of the guy.
He's legit. I mean, Moon fell out, but he's doing very well at IEM right now.
Yeah.
Won his group, in fact. But he's out of Code A, whereas Lin has secured himself into Code S for next season as well already. So kind of interesting the way that these two players are diverging.
Basically, the two top Korean Warcraft 3 players switched to StarCraft 2 pro gamers. One not doing as well in Korea, the other one, steadily moving up the ranks. I didn't expect anybody from Warcraft 3 to just show up and start to dominate.
No.
With StarCraft 2 being so similar to StarCraft Brood War. But, now let's take a look at our players.
Our first match,
Our
Tasteless.
first match.
We have a champion.
Yes.
In fact, the only champion that made it past the round is 32. All the rest are in the up and down matches. And here he is. It's Jungmin Chul, a.k.a. oGsMC, the Kratos Protoss. And as you see, he's done so well. A steady progression, round of 64, round of 32, and then champion. Last season, only round of 8. We say only round of 8. That's kind of funny to word it like that, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a bit. When you really think about it, well, we just expect so much from this guy. Easily one of the best Protosses in the world.
Yeah.
Basically made the 6 Warp Gate timing attack rush popular.
Yeah. And we may be seeing that today, Tasteless.
Oh, we very well could.
It can be a risky strategy at times, but it's got so much oomph in it.
Yeah. Got to be good with the force fields to execute that well. Now, ZeNEXByun, we were casting this guy in Code A last season. And, I kept saying, man, Byun's pretty good.
Yeah.
He's pretty solid. And I expected him to do well in the open matches, and he did. And here he is in Code S, round of 16. I'm curious to see how far this guy can go.
Yeah. I think that he is actually such a talented and good player. He's been at the top of the Korean ladder for quite some time. And his Terran vs. Terran, impeccable. His Terran vs. Zerg, impeccable. We're going to have to see his Terran vs. Protoss. As we see there, only 2 games so far against Protoss, both wins. But this is MC. This is a real test for how good your Terran vs. Protoss truly is.
To be frank, I don't think there's anybody in our groups that's better at PvT than MC, who we would most associate with kind of dominating in that matchup. So, I mean, if he beats MC, I think this is possibly his biggest hurdle yet in his pro gaming career. MC, of course, very confident, cocky. I like it.
Yeah.
And he's like us.
I love cocky players, man.
He talks trash.
I relate to them very well.
Talks trash in the makeup room, talks trash online, talks trash in the interview. Don't take it wrong. I know we have some serious nerds, serious facers. Well, he just needs to show some respect. No. It's actually pretty cool. He's actually a really nice guy.
Yeah, he is.
But trash talk's good. It's good TV.
It is good TV.
Yeah.
Think of WWF.
Better than StarCraft 1, where it's like people, the game ends, and I look at the 2 players' faces. I don't even know who actually won.
Yeah.
They're both sitting there like androids. So MC, as usual, always very confident. I got a lot of respect for MC.
Yeah. He was actually nicknamed in StarCraft 1 the Suicide Protoss because he was so cocky, and also his play style, he loves to attack, sometimes suicidally into his opponent.
Hence the name.
Yeah.
So, I think it's going to be a tough match for Byun. If there is a favorite, it would be MC, but Byun could do it.
Oh, Byun can definitely do it, man.
He keeps progressing.
That's right. Byun, I really like this guy. He's such strong strategies coming out of him, and he's just solid all around. He's much more a strategic player than a macro player, but his macro isn't bad. Don't get me wrong. His macro is by no means bad, but really a thinking man's player.
Very well said, Artosis. It's going to be interesting. The countdown has started. And our first map is going to be, let's see here, Terminus Re. One of our newer maps, big open map, easy for Protoss to do Nexus first, if he so feels. A lot of different stuff both these guys can do. Should be a pretty long, intense macro game. The game is now loading, so when our Korean commentators are ready, we're going to get this up on screen for you guys. With Tasteless and Artosis, Tastosis, the casting Archon. Here in Seoul, Korea, this is the GSL, brought to you by Intel, G-Skill, and Coca-Cola, bringing esports to the next level around the world. So let's go. Let's get ready. We'll get this up soon, I promise you.
There it is.
There it is. See, it wasn't lying.
Who's that, Tasteless?
Oh, well, in the red, this guy must be, since he's the Protoss.
oGsMC.
MC.
Who's that?
This guy?
Yeah.
Up here, the Terran player at the north is Byun. A lot of Byun fans in the audience. Check out those new booths.
I love them. They're so nice.
I was talking to Kelly yesterday in our cast about the only way we could make this show more extreme would be to kill the losers.
Is that right?
We fill the booths up with water.
Fill it up with water, huh?
Last time we said gas chamber, but
I tell you what, man. Squirtle would not have been eliminated from Code A then, would he?
No. With his strength against water.
That's right, man.
Water damage.
He's a water type. He doesn't care about that. It's not very effective against Squirtle.
So they're in cross spots, which basically means they're about as far away as is humanly possible.
Yeah, they are pretty far away, Tasteless. This map, of course, the third base, infinitely easy to take. You can basically take it at any time. It's guarded by the same natural that guards your main base. So really concentrated defense can go on there. We'll have to see if these guys do go for an economic style of play. I'm sure that Byun will. You don't really want to try to attack across map against Protoss in these locations on a map this big. But we could see, because of warp gates, really aggressive play, at least after expansion, from MC. If he does his 6 warp gate timing, I wouldn't be all that surprised, because if Byun tries to go for let's say, one racks expand into a double expand, then MC might just roll them over.
Now, one build we've also seen on this map, which is pretty good, I think it's my favorite way to open up on this map, is to get my expansion up pretty quick after one game, get a hallucination, make a fake Phoenix, and DT rush him with a proxy pylon into his main. Because Terran can get greedy on this map. Taking a third base is pretty easy. Normally that's one of the pivotal moments for Terran is when do they take their third base. On this map, it's just basically given to them free.
And I got to tell you, I love that style of play. And on a map this huge with 4 Zelnonga watchtowers placed as they are, and the fact that the third base is so easy to take, the odds of a Terran actually expanding and then rushing to Raven to be able to deal with something like that, very, very slim. So that's definitely a build order that MC is going to want to keep in mind here.
I like what you said about that because I think going for a Raven is probably the best thing to do on a map like this for detection over. Well,
For
instead of actually having turrets in 3 different locations.
Yeah. Agreed.
That's what I think. Can we shake on that?
We can shake on that.
All right. Thank you.
There we go.
He touched me.
It's a good handshake.
Thank you. It's not too
I know
firm.
we've talked a lot about handshakes because, we want to do more than just teach you about StarCraft and entertain you. We want to give you nerds out there little life tips on things like how to handshake correctly.
There is nothing creepier than a guy who has no grip in his handshake. Cold, clammy, dead hands.
And there's nothing more rude than one of those handshakes where he's trying to break your hand because he wants to for whatever
But
reason.
seriously, when somebody gives me a bad handshake that's all limp and stuff, I feel like maybe he's a body snatcher. I don't know.
Let's see.
So MC is actually, interestingly enough, not expanding. He's actually going to do
pretty
an
aggressive
intense
here.
rush. Now, here's the problem: is
that's a funny.
is he getting hallucination? He doesn't have that, right?
No, he's not.
You would need to have hallucination to make this rush work.
Yeah, I don't know what he's thinking with that pylon exactly. Marines, they're going to go ahead and take that out pretty easily.
And of course, Byun is aware of what's going on. He's like, well, wait a minute.
Only 2 Marines in there. The Stalker's not taking a ton of damage, but choosing to walk back. I think he wants to maybe just get by the bunker, and Byun is holding him off with these SCVs.
Yeah, he's doing a good job, too.
Yeah. And MC has to cancel the rush.
This is a pretty disappointing strategy coming from MC.
I think it was a little bit risky, but did he really lose anything there aside from a pylon? And his Nexus, it's a little bit slower.
Late, man.
But he's trying to get some sort of damage in there. Byun just reacting very, very well by having his SCVs there as a buffer. If those Stalkers had just run by and gotten to the high ground where you can start warping things into the main base, things could have gone downhill for Byun very, very quickly. And, Tasteless, a double expansion. Look at that mini-map.
That's
2
smart.
Nexus being made immediately after this pressureful rush, which Byun has followed up by just making more units.
Pressureful.
Pressureful, man. Full of pressure. Don't you know words? Come on.
Come on.
Come on, Tasteless.
Come on. This is a good response from MC. You need to play a little bit of catch-up here. His rush was foiled. And finally, might I add, there's a lot of non-Koreans in the studio today.
Yeah.
I'm seeing more and more pile in here. You guys are always welcome to come down here. Nerds around the world, the
Korea's a
GoMTV
great
studio
place.
is your home, too.
It's their home.
It's their home. Well, you can't sleep here.
No.
It's not really
you could during the matches, but how could you really? It's just so exciting.
Yeah. Factory on the way. Engineering bay is up. No upgrades yet.
MC has really been playing with renewed vigor this season, Tasteless.
Ooh, that was a sexy way to put it, Artosis.
I know. During group play against July, Kid played so out of this world good.
Yeah.
And this build so far, he tried to get that early huge amount of damage in. Didn't work out. We see Byun is moving out, but double expanding afterwards and then just powering up real quick, throwing up all those extra gateways and robotics. I just love the style that we're seeing out of it.
More and more SCVs being cranked out right now. And looks like we have a little bit of pressure coming up here from the Terran. Wants to at least occupy the center. Keep Protoss on guard. And I think we're going to see a pretty standard Colossus, Stalker, Sentry with some Zealot combination from MC.
Yeah, I think he'll probably tech up into Colossus. He's already got the robotics out, getting a lot of observers, just focusing on units and probes right now, though.